Hello, and welcome to this tutorial. For ground deformation, we need to make a ground first. So let's create a plane. Set the length and width. Also make sure to keep the segments number high for ground deformation to look realistic. Now we will make a cylinder. This will represent the tire of a vehicle. Set its parameters, position, and rotation like I am doing here. Now create a box, and position it like I am doing here. This box will define the contact region of the tire with the ground, which means the ground will deform underneath based on the size of this box, not based on the size of the tire. Now we need to create a small animation of the tire moving across the ground. So position the tire along with the box, just above the ground. Obviously, in the animation, the box has to move with the tire, so we need to somehow link the box with the tire. For that, choose the Select and Link tool, and link the two by holding the left mouse button down on the box and releasing it on the tire. Now with the Auto key checked, and with the animation slider to 100, move the tire to wherever you want. Then check the Auto key. So now we have a small animation. The next step is to set up the deformation system. For that purpose, we will use particles. Open the Graph Editor's list and select Particle View. A Particle View window will open. Drag the standard flow system onto the empty area. This will create a bunch of events. First, click on the render operator. Its parameters will appear on the right. In the type drop-down list, select None. Now click on the birth operator. Set the emit stop option to 0, then set the particle amount to 50. I suggest you always start with a low number for amount. Now, delete all of the operators under birth one by one. With that done, add the position object operator under the birth operator. Set the lock on emitter option and its parameters. In the emitter objects lists, add the box, which is the contact region. This means that wherever this box moves, the particles will be emitted from there. Next, add a spawn operator underneath the position object, set by travel distance and its parameters. Now we need to create force of gravity so that the particles emitted moves downward. For that, go to the space warp section, and in the forces section, choose gravity, create it anywhere in the world, and reduce its strength to half. Similarly, the particles has to collide with the ground. For that, we will use deflectors. Choose deflectors in the space warp section, and create a standard deflector. The deflector should be in the same size and position as the ground. Now maximize the particle view window. Create a forces operator separately. Add the gravity force that you have just created in its parameters. Now add a collision operator below the force operator. Add the deflector and its parameters. Also, check the collided multiple times option. Set the number of times to 0 and speed to stop. Now connect this event with the previous event like I am doing here. If you drag the animation slider now, you will see particles being painted on the ground. Now with the ground selected, open the modifier list. Add a volume select modifier. Choose vertex as stack selection level. Then check select by mesh object and select the particles as the object. Lastly, turn on the soft selection and decrease the fall-off amount. Now with the vertex being selected based on the particles, we will add a push modifier. Normally we will add it here from the modifier list. However, There is a glitch. If you open the modifier list now, the program might stop working. I have tested it with 2 different versions of 3ds Max on 2 different computers, and both of the times the program crashed. If this happens to you as well, then open the modifier drop-down list from here. And in the parametric deformers list, add the push modifier. Decrease the push amount based on how much you want the tire to dig into the ground. If we move the animation slider now, the ground will deform as the tire moves forward. You can set the size of the box that is emitting the particles based on your requirement. Also, as you can see, the tire is floating above the ground. You can simply move the tire down by using the transform tool. Since the box is connected with it, it will move down as well. But that is not a problem, as once you are done positioning the tire, simply move it upwards. Now you can scale and position the tire in the contact region according to your needs. Unfortunately, it is difficult for my laptop to play the animation and record the screen at the same time. Hence, I have rendered out the animation. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. Please leave a like and subscribe for more similar tutorials. Also, if you have any question, please leave them below in the comments. Thank you for watching.